Why do we sit here being silent, watching our leaders turn into tyrants? Have they forgotten which side they're fighting for? Checks and balances set aside and rule of laws, youth and ours, and Constitution openly ignored. Man, I'm not okay. Think we are being played. Is it time for right and left to join a greater cause? Man, I'm not okay. The rich claim to be victimized just to attack the marginalized. Is 1% really worth more than all the sick and poor? Always preaching about fellowship while planning their dictatorship. Now we've seen how all of this plays out before. Man, I'm not okay. Think we are being played. Time for you and I to join our country's call. Man, I'm not okay. Ever wonder all the mystery? Why they whitewash our history? Keep dividing is their plan. All in all, such a scam. Algorithm very sly, only used to spread the lies. Politicians know well, hate is simple to upsell. Man, I'm not okay. Think we are being played. Time for you and I to join our country's call.
We are not okay. America is not okay, and we all know that. Former Congressman Joe Walsh, this is The Social Contract with Joe Walsh. Let's figure out how to get okay together. I hope you all had a good long holiday weekend. I hope you all took some time this weekend. I hope you all took a little bit of time yesterday to remind yourselves, to remind your family, your children, whoever you were with. Remind them all about why we had a long weekend this past weekend, who we honored this past weekend, who we all said, all should have said a silent prayer of thanks to this weekend. I hope you took some time this Memorial Day weekend to think of the men and women who laid down their lives for you and I. I hope you took just a few minutes yesterday, Memorial Day, to think of the men and women who gave it all, who sacrificed it all for something bigger than themselves. We say those words, ultimate sacrifice, right? American men and women who were killed in battle, who died in war. We say ultimate sacrifice a lot. They gave the ultimate sacrifice. They paid the ultimate price. I hope you took a moment and really thought about what those words meant, the ultimate sacrifice. They died for us. They gave up their lives for us. They were killed for us. I hope you took a few moments. And then I hope you enjoyed the rest of your long weekend with family and friends. You know, there's so much, right, every day in the news. So much that's bad. The economy, this war. Every day when you pick your head up, when you wake up and you pick your head up and you look at your phone and you get on your laptop and you go about your day, if you pay attention to what's going on in the world around us, there's a lot of bad. Just Trump alone, right? hundreds of bad things he says and does every single day. And we're caught up now in the war. We're caught up on this horrible economy right now. We've forgotten about ICE. We've forgotten about Trump's war on immigrants in this country. You remember, right? Dominated the headlines just 3-4 months ago. Do you remember when three to 4,000 some ICE agents were parachuted into an American city, Minneapolis, and for 4 weeks terrorized that city, Minneapolis? Do you remember that? Happened in Chicago. Prior to that, LA. Had been in cities all over this country. We don't talk about ICE as much. We don't talk about Trump's war on immigrants as much. It's not in the news as much, right? Because of the war, because of Trump's $1.8 billion slush fund, because of Donald Trump's open, unprecedented corruption, whatever the reason, know this. ICE is still doing what they're doing every single day in this country. What they did in Minneapolis, what they've done in towns and cities across this country, ICE agents, these masked federal thugs, are still roaming our streets, continuing to terrorize immigrants and citizens alike. And just because we don't speak about it enough doesn't mean it's lessened. Remember, Trump came into office wanting to be very provocative, wanting the video and the photos, the video of these ICE agents, right? Being roped into buildings, into apartment buildings on Chicago's South Side, knocking down doors, knocking down windows, grabbing people, detaining people off of our streets. Trump purposely wanted the cameras on all of that activity last year, the first 7, 8, 9 months of his administration. Those things are still happening every day in this country to immigrants and citizens. Trump was told a few months back, hey, dear leader, ease up on the cameras, ease up on the videos. Polling's not real good on this. The American people don't like what they're seeing. These masked agents on our streets killing American citizens, detaining 82-year-old Latino women. Maybe we should just put the cameras away. Let's take down those videos. And that's what they've generally done. But the activity continues. And we don't pay enough attention to it anymore. It's understandable because there's so much bad that this guy and my former political party are engaged in every single day. But Donald Trump's war, and that's what it is, on immigrants in this country, namely, chiefly, brown and black immigrants, continues. Did you know yesterday a United States senator was pepper sprayed outside of an ICE facility in New Jersey? Did you know that? Did you know that yesterday the New Jersey governor was not allowed inside an ICE facility in her own state of New Jersey? Did you know that? Wow, there must be some really bad shit going on in that ICE facility in New Jersey if you're not going to let the governor of New Jersey inside. But then this story jumped out at me yesterday, happened over the weekend. This story about a United States citizen, a mother of 4, grabbed, shackled, and detained by ICE agents. I don't know if we have that headline, Keith. A U.S. citizen stopped in Lafayette, Louisiana, in front of her four kids, four little children. She was shackled, grabbed, tossed into a van, driven to an ICE facility, and detained for hours. A United States citizen, mother of four little children. Did you happen to hear about this? I'll bet you didn't. This continues every single day. And oh, by the way, keep that up for a sec, Keith. I just want everybody to look at that image, the faces of the kids rightly whited out. A United States citizen over the weekend, mother of four little kids in Lafayette, Louisiana, was stopped, grabbed, shackled, thrown into a van, all in front of her children, and detained at an ICE facility for hours. Did you know of this? And oh, by the way, while I'm on this tear, MAGA, my MAGA brothers and sisters, my MAGA friends, show me your ID, right? You're always shouting that. You need an ID to vote. Show me an ID. You want to vote in this country? Show me an ID. You want to be an American citizen? Prove you're an American citizen. Show me your ID. Show me you belong in this country. Show me you're here legally. She did all of that, MAGA. To the show me your ID crowd, this mother of four, U.S. citizen, stopped by ICE agents in Lafayette, Louisiana, pulled over. She showed these agents her state issued ID, her photo ID. She showed the ICE agents her social security card. Those ICE agents said fake. We don't believe it. Fake. And they detained her anyways. Thanks, Keith. They grabbed her anyways. Show me your ID. She did it. And it didn't matter. I only bring this case up this weekend just to remind everybody listening to me this Tuesday, the day after Memorial Day, that what happened to this mother in Louisiana continues every day in this country. It's not grabbing the headlines that it used to do, because Trump sent us into a stupid, illegal, horrible war. And the price of beef is through the roof. And the price of gas is through the roof. I could go on. But ICE is still doing their cruel, un-American shit every day in this country to American citizens. Show me your ID, MAGA, MAGA. She did. It didn't matter. And by the way, we headed into the weekend with an amazingly dangerous thing that the Trump administration did when it comes to immigration in this country that went largely unnoticed. Because we are heading into a long weekend, right? Family, friends, barbecuing, right? Don't got time to pay attention to what Trump's doing when it comes to immigration. Donald Trump trying to reverse a 70-year-old policy on immigrants and green cards in this country. Did you hear of this? Did you know of this? Keith, show me that ABC News headline. Let's do some educating right here. The Trump administration on Friday issued a sweeping, according to ABC News, a sweeping policy directive requiring temporary visa holders and humanitarian parolees, people who are in this country legally for humanitarian reasons. Donald Trump is trying to force all of these people here to return to their home countries to adjust their green card status. Keep that up for a sec, Keith. Anybody? Did anybody catch this on Friday? A big, big move that would impact a huge number of people, immigrants, in this country legally on visas and for humanitarian reasons. And Donald Trump trying to change, again, thanks, Keith, a 70-year-old policy in this country with the stroke of a pen. You see, since the 1950s in this country, if you're here on a visa, you're here on a green card, you're here to work, you're here for humanitarian reasons, if you're here legally for 70 years in this country, per a statute, per a law that Congress passed, you are allowed legally to adjust your immigration status within the United States. So you're here on a temporary visa. You want to extend that visa. You can do it here legally in America. You want to adjust your green card status. You can do it here legally in America. For 70 years, this has been the policy of the United States of America. Why? Why? Because Congress wanted to keep families together. Congress didn't want to separate families. And employers in this country wanted to be able to retain employees, especially during big visa backlogs. So instead of forcing people in this country to return to their home countries, to apply for another green card, to extend their visa, Congress said they can do it here. They should do it here to help keep families together, to help keep people working, to help keep employees working for U.S. employers, to help keep families together. And on Friday, Donald Trump, again, with the stroke of a pen, aims to reverse this policy and force these immigrants to go back to their home countries and endanger themselves and probably never, ever come back. Clearly, that's the objective. If you're wondering why Trump's trying to do this, reverse a 70-year-old policy, the law of the land in the United States of America, if you're wondering why Trump wants to do this, because Trump doesn't want these immigrants here. Trump doesn't want these brown and black immigrants here. Clearly, right, the president who said he was going to get rid of the worst, keep immigrants out of this country who are in this country illegally, who have violent criminal records. Trump said during the campaign he was going to go after them. He hasn't, right? And there aren't the numbers, right? So clearly Trump can't reach his quotas. There aren't enough of those people in this country. And the truth of Trump's immigration policy is really that he just doesn't want immigrants in this country, especially brown and black immigrants. So he's trying to get rid of people wherever he can. So he's trying to get rid of people who've been here for years. He's trying to get rid of people who are members of families who've been here legally for years. He's trying to get rid of people who have no criminal records, who've worked legally in this country for years, because he's trying to meet his quotas. He's trying to get his deportation numbers out. This, by the way, this change in policy would especially impact all the Afghan nationals who fought alongside our troops in Afghanistan and who were promised safe haven in this country. Donald Trump trying to force these Afghan nationals to go back to Afghanistan to get their visa status approved, knowing full well if these Afghan nationals go back to Afghanistan, they ain't never coming back. They're probably going to be killed. Again, I only bring this up because this would be a massive change in America's immigration policy that would impact millions of immigrants in this country legally. And I'll bet damn near all of you listening to me right now missed it. Because we've forgotten about Trump's war on immigrants in this country. My former political party has become a full-on anti-immigrant political party. Now, the good news is this policy, this executive order of Trump's has been taken to court immediately. The good news is that a directive from the President of the United States, i.e., an executive order, can't overturn a statute. Remember, it is currently the law of the land that these temporary visa holders and the rest, they're able to adjust their status from within this country. That's the law of the land. And you can't overrule a law with an executive order from the president. But that hasn't stopped this president from issuing executive orders to overrule statutes whenever he can. And the courts are having a damn fucking difficult time keeping up. I just bring this up this Tuesday after Memorial Day as a reminder to you that my former political party has become the antithesis of what America is. The antithesis. Again, I just want to remind you of this because I used to talk about it on a daily basis. I've fallen prey to not talking about Trump's war on immigration enough. I've done the same thing. I've found myself caught up in the war, caught up in Trump's open air corruption. Now, I'm not talking about Trump's war on immigration as much as I used to. Bad on me, because I'm going to pick up the slack again. But I just put this in front of you to remind you what Trump's trying to do to green card holders, visa holders, and people here legally because it's unsafe for them to be back in their home country. So they're here legally. I'm here just to remind you of what Trump is doing, trying to do to these people. I'm here to remind you of Trump's and my former party's war on immigrants in this country because I want you to vote against my former political party in November. I want you to tell Donald Trump and the Republican Party that this is not at all who or what America is. America is what Ronald Reagan said America is, that shining city on a hill all are welcome to. We open our arms. We embrace everybody. Come here for freedom and opportunity. That's what America is. And my hope is that's the America Americans vote for in November. By the way, Paxos, I need to make a plug. If you allow me to make a special plug for Paxos, thanks, Keith, our Know Your Rights tool that is out there right now, being used on every single phone and laptop out there by immigrants and citizens alike. It's our Know Your Rights tool so that immigrants and citizens know what they can and cannot do, know what they can and cannot say, know what they should or should not do when they are confronted by ICE. And our app's out there. It's being used by immigrants and citizens all over the country. The stories that we are hearing from immigrants and citizens alike who are pulled over by ICE, who are worried when ICE is in their neighborhood and they're using Paxos to inform themselves of what they can and cannot do. The stories we're hearing are just wonderful. We've embarked upon a brand new $25,000 GoFundMe drive to help us dramatically increase our distribution of this Know Your Rights tool, i.e., get it into the hands of many, 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 many more immigrants and citizens out there who would benefit from it. Check it out, Paxos.app. Paxos.app. Check out the Know Your Rights tool. And as always, contribute if you can to this new $25,000 fundraising drive to help us get it into more and more hands of the immigrants in need in this country of this Know Your Rights tool. Check out our GoFundMe page. Give what you can. Final thought this Tuesday after Memorial Day. I put out a post yesterday on Memorial Day. I don't get political on Memorial Day. Memorial Day is all about all of us honoring and giving thanks to the Americans who gave up their lives in battle, in war. And that should be our only focus. And we don't, as a country, as a people, honor those who made the ultimate sacrifice enough. We just don't, right? We're more into the family stuff, the ball games, the barbecues, the whatever on Memorial Day. And we don't take the time and we don't pay enough attention, most of us, to remembering those who gave us the opportunity to barbecue and be with family yesterday. So I generally don't get political at all on Memorial Day. And the post I put out yesterday was not intended to be political at all. Keith, do we have that post? I simply said yesterday, and I put this out everywhere, on my Substack, on Twitter, everywhere. Today we honor those men and women who gave up their lives for others, those who died for something bigger than themselves, those who made the ultimate sacrifice. And then I said, if you're not quite sure what I'm talking about, let me put it another way. Today, we honor those men and women who are the complete opposite of Donald Trump. Those who could not be more different than Donald Trump. I put that out there yesterday. And I've gotten a bunch of shit from Trump's followers. I've even gotten some shit from folks on the left. Thanks, Keith. Charging me with being too political yesterday, Memorial Day. I acknowledge I took a political shot to make a point. And forget about what Trump posted yesterday or tweeted all weekend, right? Trump, remember, forget about the fact that the president gives ugly, divisive, partisan political speeches in front of our troops. Forget about all the divisive, ugly, just partisan shit that Trump posted yesterday and Sunday. Forget about everything Trump does. That's no excuse for what I did. I don't need an excuse for what I did. You see, I am in awe of, and I spent a lot of time yesterday thinking about the men and women in this country who died in battle in each and every one of our wars. Every war. World War I, World War II, you name it. Every single war. The 13 Americans who've died in this stupid, illegal war of Trump's. I spent a really good part of the day yesterday reflecting upon the sacrifice these men and women made. And I thought about how most Americans won't take sufficient time yesterday thinking about these men and women who made the ultimate sacrifice. And as I thought about that, and as I thought about and reflected upon and was in awe of anyone who would give up their lives for something bigger than themselves, I naturally thought of Donald Trump, because he is the utter antithesis of that. I thought about how crazy, bad, sick, and wrong it is that we have someone in the White House who is the complete antithesis of everyone we honored yesterday. And I was floored by that. And I was pissed off by that. I was pissed off that this country put someone in the White House who does not even understand the meaning of the word sacrifice. And that righteous anger I felt yesterday afternoon got the better of me and pushed me, compelled me to put out that post. I wanted everyone who read that post to understand the distinction that we're honoring people yesterday. We are honoring people all weekend who could not be more different than Donald Trump. Who could not be more different than someone who is humanly incapable of dying for a cause greater than themselves. Forget that. Donald Trump is humanly incapable of thinking about a cause other than himself. Think about that. Yesterday, we honored and gave thanks to men and women who gave up their lives for a cause bigger than themselves. Gave up their lives for something bigger than themselves. And we have a guy in the White House who's humanly incapable of even thinking about something other than himself. I was caught up in that contrast yesterday. And so I posted out that contrast yesterday. And I got no regrets. Sorry, I got no regrets. I stand by what I posted. HopeNotFearProject.org. HopeNotFearProject.org. Check out this effort of ours, this effort of mine to travel this great, good, decent country, and every 2 weeks put people in rooms who disagree and help facilitate honest, tough, uncomfortable, respectful conversations. HopeNotFearProject.org. Our latest conversations from a conversation we held on the South Side of Chicago are up on the website right now. Check it out. Shoot me an email, guys, about anything that's on your mind. The Social Contract with Joe Walsh at gmail.com. The Social Contract with Joe Walsh, all one word, at gmail.com. Thanks for listening, everybody. Have a good Tuesday. Be brave.
Thank you for listening. Remember to listen, follow, and share The Social Contract with Joe Walsh on Apple, Spotify. Plus, don't forget to subscribe to The Social Contract on Substack. This has been The Social Contract with Joe Walsh.